Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, where we peel back the curtain on the financial world. And today we're diving into UGI Corporation's proxy statement. It looks like they're getting ready for their annual shareholder meeting. And let me tell you, there is a lot of moving parts behind the scenes when it comes to how they pay their leaders and run the show. So, what is UGI Corporation all about? Well, they're a big player in the energy game, distributing and marketing things like natural gas, LPG, and even renewable energy solutions. They've got a global footprint, and their whole mission is about providing top-notch energy solutions while aiming for safety, operational excellence, and happy customers. They also make a point of valuing their people and making a positive impact in the communities where they operate. This year's annual meeting, set for January 2026, is going to be completely online. That means shareholders can join from anywhere in the world, which is pretty convenient, and it also helps UGI save some money. But don't worry, they're saying shareholders will still have all the same rights and opportunities to participate as if it were in person, including voting and asking questions. They've even got a system for submitting questions in advance online. Now, let's talk about the big vote at the meeting. One of the main items is the election of 10 directors. These are the folks who guide the company's strategy and make sure it is running smoothly and ethically. UGI's board seems to be a mix of experienced leaders with diverse backgrounds, covering everything from senior executive management and financial expertise to industry experience and even cybersecurity oversight. They've got a skills matrix that shows their collective strengths are pretty broad, which is good for overseeing a complex business like UGI. Looking at the nominees, you've got leaders like Robert C. Flexon, who is currently the President and Chief Executive Officer. He brings a lot of experience in leadership in the energy industry. Then you have Mario Longhi, who previously served as interim CEO and is now the independent chairman of the board. His background includes leading major industrial companies, which is valuable for strategic oversight. The board also includes individuals with deep financial backgrounds like M. Sean Bort, who is on the audit committee ensuring financial integrity, and Tina Faraka, an executive at TC Energy, brings a lot of operational insight into the natural gas pipeline sector. They've also got directors with strong tech backgrounds like Melanie Ruiz, the Chief Information and Technology Officer at ABM Industries, which is crucial in today's digital world. The company has a pretty robust corporate governance structure. They have several committees that oversee critical areas. The audit committee, for example, is in charge of the company's financial reporting, internal controls, and overseeing the independent auditors. This is super important for making sure everything is on the up and up. They even have members with specific qualifications to be audit committee financial experts. Then there is the Compensation and Talent Development Committee. Their job is to make sure executive pay is fair, competitive, and aligned with the company's performance and shareholder interests. They look at base salaries, annual bonuses, and long-term incentives like stock awards. They work with independent consultants to make sure their decisions are well-informed and fair. UGI also emphasizes its principles of corporate governance, which guide how the board operates and makes decisions, aiming to create long-term value for shareholders, while also considering other stakeholders. They've got strong board independence rules, with most directors being considered independent from the company's management. There are also policies in place to ensure board refreshment, meaning they bring in new perspectives regularly, and limits on how many other public company boards a director can serve on to ensure they can dedicate enough time to UGI. Let's look at how the company actually performed in fiscal year 2025. They reported diluted earnings per S-share of $3.09 and adjusted earnings per S-share of $3.32. Adjusted earnings per S-share, or A-piece, is a way companies show their core performance by taking out time gains or losses. This is important for understanding the underlying health of the business. They also highlighted a strong balance sheet with good liquidity and manageable debt levels. Plus, they've been paying dividends for over 140 consecutive years, which is a pretty impressive track record of returning value to shareholders. UGI is also focused on ESG, environmental, social, and governance initiatives. Their approach is built on 3 pillars: environmental compliance and stewardship, social responsibility, and governance excellence. On the environmental front, they have concrete commitments to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and are investing in renewable energy solutions. This shows they are thinking about the long term and the impact of their operations. Now, the part that often draws the most attention, executive compensation. UGI's program is designed to attract and keep talented leaders, motivate them to contribute to the company's success, and reward performance that boosts shareholder value. A big chunk of their executive compensation is tied to performance, meaning it is at risk. In fiscal 2025, nearly 60% of the CEO's total target compensation was performance-based, and almost 50% for other top executives. This means a significant portion of their pay depends on the company hitting its financial targets. Interestingly, when you look at their long-term incentive awards, particularly the performance stock units, or PSUS, tied to total shareholder return, they actually had zero payout for several recent award cycles, including the one ending in 2024. This means the company's stock performance wasn't strong enough relative to the market to trigger bonuses for the executives under those specific awards. However, for performance stock units tied to adjusted earnings, per S. Hare, they did achieve a good portion of the target for the period ending in 2024. This mix of results shows how performance-based pay can truly be at risk. Before we wrap up, let's talk about how you as a shareholder can vote your shares. They've made it pretty straightforward with options to vote online, by phone, or by mail. You can even vote during the virtual meeting itself. Your vote is your voice, so make sure you participate. Looking at this filing, UGI Corporation is presenting itself as a stable energy company with a clear strategy and a strong commitment to governance and ESG principles. They're clearly trying to align executive pay with company performance, and the fact that some long-term incentives haven't paid out due to stock performance is a good indicator that those ties are real. However, the inconsistency in performance, especially with their stock price not always keeping pace, is a risk factor to consider. The board composition seems strong with a good mix of experience. The company's direction appears to be focused on optimizing its portfolio and driving growth, but the competition and changing energy landscape present ongoing challenges. So, what is the verdict? UGI seems to be managing its business competently, with good governance and a focus on long-term value. The executive compensation structure is designed to reward success, but the actual payouts are clearly linked to performance outcomes, and in some cases, those outcomes haven't been enough to trigger bonuses. This is a mature company playing in a critical but challenging sector. That is our deep dive into UGI's proxy statement. What are your thoughts on their executive compensation and governance practices? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more insights from the corporate world. And don't forget to join our Discord community. The link is in the description. It is a great place to continue the conversation and connect with fellow finance enthusiasts. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.